Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and in a couple weeks, Nintendo Switch will be 6 months old. And I've had this since day one and wanted to talk about how it's holding up and its durability. The durability has me a bit concerned, and I have had a screen protector on it since day one. It's not a really good screen protector. I did a video on that, and it's applied as good as it can be. It's just not cut properly. Over here, it overlaps, so you get air bubbles under it. Now, I've left it since my kids primarily play this, and it did have a couple scratches underneath the screen protector from day one before I put it on. So it's a pretty scratch vulnerable screen, but it is plastic. It's not a glass display. So you get a little bit of that, or a little bit of flexibility to it, and less chance of it breaking, but you also get more scratch ability. Now, the controllers is what has me a little bit concerned. The console works fine, and some people have been having this bend, and I think I have this too. There's a slight arc to this, and the strange thing is it normally sits in the dock. It sits in the dock, we pop the controllers off, and then most of the time we pop them in here, or we use the Pro controller, and that works out fine. Now, the one problem I have is with the controller right here holding up. So not only does this seem like it's a little bit curved, and it does seem a bit curved if I set it down here, it seems like it might be arced a little bit. I could be wrong, but I do get that impression from it that it looks like it does have that curve everyone is talking about. Now, on the controller right here, this little thumb grip, if you see this right here, it sticks up a little bit. Now, Nintendo, at least in my home, has been incredibly durable over the years. So the Nintendo Switch has me a little bit concerned since the old ones have been so reliable. And when I say the old ones, I mean I've owned every Nintendo, and while I don't have the original NES controller right here, this is my original Super Nintendo controller, and it's held up fine. It's working fine. I have no problem with that. If we move on to the GameCube, this controller is working fine. My N64 controller works fine. This is the original GameCube controller from when it first came out. So those are holding up really well, and I have no complaints about those controllers. They still work fine. But to have something like this, only not even 6 months old, have a little bit of a bubble here, I did try and pull this up a little bit just to take a look. Presumably we could replace parts of that, but it's just got that little nub, and it's pretty annoying. Now, the other thing with this is the scratch on the surface, or a little bit of markings on the surface. That's okay. I expect that. This is from children normally using it, and I really have no other problems physically with that. I like how light the console is. The battery life is a few hours, and I've never had an issue where it's been dead. Just from playing it too long before I had the chance either to plug it in and play it with a battery pack, or to just use it on the TV in 1080p mode in the dock. So that part's nice. Now, I was playing Splatoon 2. This game and many of the newer games look great, but I really am concerned about the amount of titles right now. But that usually is the case when we're using something that's so new. With Nintendo, most of the things are going to come out in the fall, Mario Odyssey, those sorts of games. And I look forward to some of those, and I've been playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Zelda. These are the different games I have. So it has been played quite a bit, but I honestly find that my children, anyway, go back to the Wii U right now more often than not, with things such as the last Mario games, those sorts of things. So I'm not concerned about the lineup, those sorts of things. Nintendo normally sorts that out after the first year. If you're an early adopter, you know that they get off to a slow start. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm just more concerned about the reliability of these controllers. On a more positive note, you can just buy another one of these and it clips on, of course, but I don't really want to spend that amount of money so early on and have to do this all over again. So I'm more curious how they've been holding up for you, seeing how I've had, especially the Super Nintendo controller, for over 20 years. This is incredibly durable. So it's screwed together. This is even screwed together. So they're built probably pretty durably, but this little nub here, I know I'm not the first one to have that issue. There's no other protectors on it, anything like that. I let my kids play it whenever they want. I have some young children in the home play it sometimes, and my only other concern is them losing these and the little cartridges, but a lot of the times we can just get the games digitally and not worry about it too much. But that's it for this. I just wondered how it's holding up for you. Have you had any of the issues with maybe it bending a little bit? any of these issues with these nubs. That's my issue after 6 months or so, and hopefully it's more isolated to me and a few other people. But let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about its durability and how it's holding up for you. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.